connected, folks, in a permanent kind of way. I'm gonna give it a minute or two. I'm gonna see whether I can maybe can I post a link in the old one to this one. Can I copy the link there? Share, copy link. And can I go into this one here? No. Can I go into this one? I'm doing it the wrong way around. No. Can I go into this one? Wait. I want to get the link from this one and go to that one. Copy link. And then go, can I go there? It's the light. Hold on, folks. Hold on. The lamp. I am Florence. I am the lady. Hold on. Lamp. Hold on. Oh. I've got to post this shit here in the evening. Or sleep here in the evening with just my little fairy lights on. And then I forget. Fuck. Forget other people need more light. Shush. Go. No. Anybody. That. Oh, and I don't have the. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Jack Attack. Yeah, I didn't have my. I didn't pimp my link. Yeah, I got disconnected. I was clicking and reconnect. So it disconnected, it reconnected, then it disconnected again. And I was clicking and clicking. I had two options, reconnect and end stream. It never reconnected. I tried coming out, I tried going back in. It just did not work. I had a working internet connection, but YouTube just would not reconnect. I've posted a link back across. I can't get into chat because the stream's ended, but I've posted a comment back there trying to point people here. Trying, I think, because I'm not always as techie as I used to be. We'll see how it goes. But thank you, friends, for getting back here so quickly. Sign of Nature, that's Keith. Oscar, yes, back. It's a different stream. We didn't reconnect, unfortunately. We only got. So where are we for time? I was really late starting anyway, wasn't I? So it was 11 o'clock when I started. We're 2 hours in, I think it's about right. Yeah. Interesting. Different. Thumbs ups are always appreciated, folks. Just algorithm, blah, blah. Like the video if you like the video, as Disparu says. Like the video if you like the video. While driving himself daft. If you ever watch a Disparu, folks, how are we spelling it? Disparu, I think. Maybe. Something like it. He reviews TV programs and things, and the current state of Star Trek is a particular that's a particularness. For anybody that likes original Star Trek, Next Generation, what do we got? Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. Any of the proper real before. What's that guy called? Kirschman, something like that. Kirkman Trek. This current TV series is an abomination. It's like a Star Trek Academy or something. Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I've got movement out here again. Someone's just parked a car on this road but up this road. Then got out and I hear movement. Anyway, yeah, no. Kirkman doesn't sound right because of the Kirk. It's not right. Kirschman, Kackman. Now I'm on the border of being racist. What's he called? Isn't he Alexander Kirschman? Kirsch. Now I sound like I'm being anti-Jewish or something. What am I going to type in? I'm going to type in Kirkman Trek and let it correct me. Although it went there. Someone going to help me out? Oh, it's hanging. It's not even searching. Have I lost internet here? It says not. It says I'm connected. We're still connected here, yeah? My tablet's sitting and I'm getting a blank screen. Is it me and Labara? Or is it the internet? I don't know what to do. The weather forecast's hanging the same. Are we still live? Talk to me. I'm going to scroll right to the bottom. Turn live. Oh, I haven't done live chat or messages myself again. St. George's Day. Hold on. St. George's 2234. That's in April, no? Where I've got no idea how we went where we went. Still live, yeah, okay. You my tablet isn't. My tablet's not connecting to the interwebs. What do I do? Ah, so you're sharing the Wi-Fi hotspot. Let me check that setting. The hotspot setting, I haven't changed it. The hotspot setting's on. The data is on. What do I do? If I turn off Wi-Fi here and then back on. Before it was showing me the grey bars like it was ready to populate. Now it's doing nothing. The fuck? What is this? Is it just Google? So that might just, where can I go that's not Google? Twitter. Okay, we got a shitter. If shitter loads, it does. Shitter loads. Okay. Oh, is that just cached content? What? I don't know why. Why are some things loading and other things not? Okay, YouTube thinks it's back. Google. What was I searching for on Google and why? Was I just doing it just to see? Google is not loading. Google down for everyone but me? What's that website where you can check whether websites are down for everyone? I'm getting nothing from Google. YouTube was laggy and didn't load for quite a while after the disconnection. Although this connection is there still. Is it Labara? Is it my tablet? It looks like I'm connected to the interwebs mainly. Certainly shitter loads. I don't know. Is it up to date? What would I do to find if it's up to date? Do a search. I always search for flumps when I need something to just search for. Not always, but you know. Flumps, yeah, there, it's a search. And there they are. Posey, Perking, and what was it? Mum, Dad, Posey, Perking, and I can't remember. Grandpa. There's Mum, Dad, Grandpa. Posey, Perkin. Oh, you see, now I have to go and do a fucking Google search for the names of the flumps. But Google's not. Okay. I accidentally searched for FLI on its own. Flumps names. What are they? Posey, Perkin, Pootle. I should have known. I'm not even going to go there. I should have known that one. Hey, Jan. I know you don't watch, but How did I even mistype flumps? Posy, Perkin and Pootle. Grandfather, flump father, flump mother. 3 children, Perkin, Posy and Pootle. I absolutely should have known that one. I'm not telling you why. Doesn't matter what you say, I'm not telling you that one. Okay, folks, I do apologise. For obvious reasons, I don't have the chat from the last stream available to answer. So if you've got any comments that you remember that needed a follow-up or a comment on, please re-enter. I do apologise. I will definitely, I will go back and watch that stream back, and any comments that need a follow-up that we don't follow up with here, I will make an attempt to answer as a, if not obviously it won't be a chat, but as a comment. And my apologies. Karen's in the house. That was at 1:01, so that's 10 minutes ago. I'm only 10 minutes behind. I was a full hour behind before. I think that's why it went bad. It knew I was an hour behind. Stop dicking about with your knobs. I know, I can't be dicking about with my knobs too much, because my piccalilli and my Branston pickle are in the way here. So I can't do too much. But they're physically in the way. Although I'm running out now. They didn't last. I just had to check that the lamp is getting a charge. I need to plug the phone in for a bit. But before I do, for anyone who either missed the first stream, because this is the second one after a bit of a technical fuck up. Before I plug the phone in, I will reintroduce my lady. Give me a second. She's under covers. Oh, hey, well, you're awake. That's nice. Hey, you've got your head sticking out. Okay, folks, let me, you know she doesn't like the light. I'd like to be able to just point the, yeah, help if I turn the camera that way. Can you see her moving? That is her there. But I'm gonna point the camera away, turn the light on, and bring it back a little bit slowly. You know she doesn't like it. Here's the back of her head. Hello, baby girl. Hello, you. I know, that's lovely. That's a nice cuddle. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the cuddle, for giving it to me. I say thank you for the cuddle, for giving it to me. You're not Abba though, are you? Neither am I. If I was, am I Benny or Bjorn? I got the beards. Let's have a look. See whether I can move the fly spray out the fucking way. I did find my towel eventually, folks. If you remember the other day, I couldn't find my towel after I washed my hands. Hey Tina, can we get you actually on camera? Nearly. Almost. There! Just for a split second. Hey, babe. Okay. Get that fucking light out of my face, she says. Thank you for the cuddle, darling. That was nice. That was a lovely cuddle. I'll be back later for proper cuddles. Hey? We're gonna spoon. Yeah. Hey. Okay. Sorry, folks. Talking to the dog. I shall bring up chat. So, for anyone who's out there, day to day, what's that about? 1.59.34 on the other. Oh, 1 hour 59 and 34 on the other. Live chat for all messages. I think I have reminded myself of that, folks. If you are here, whether you're here live or whether you're watching on catch up and then using the live chat replay, you need to have either chat or live chat replay open, and don't leave it in the default status like I just did earlier. You want to have top chat is the default. You will miss about 10% of messages. You want to have live chat, all messages selected, and then you can see comments like Sign of Nature saying Happy St. George's Day, even though it's not. Always 234 it is. 23rd of April. Force closed internet. Down detector. That's not the one I use. Kirkman, whatever it is, the Trek. The guy who does. Is it Alex? Alex Kirchman? The guy who does Star Trek. I did look it up. No, I was in the middle of looking up and the internet froze. It didn't want to tell me what the fucking answer was. You guys probably already have over there, but I'm gonna go back and do that. Before I went off on wandering flumps. If I type Kirkman Trek, does the internet crash again? I feel like I'm being racist or something typing Kirkman. Robert Kirkman, that's not creator of Invincible and The Walking Dead. No, that's nothing to do with it. Kurtzman, Kurtzman, Kurtzman. You see, the Kirk and Trek, I think it's because Captain Kirk, I think it gets stuck in there for that. Kurtzman has been overseeing, it says here, who's been overseeing the modern Star Trek television franchise. Discovery, Picard, Strange New Worlds. What's the other one called? Upper Decks, Lower Decks, and now fucking Starfleet Academy. This was all because of Disparu. Why was I talking about Disparu? I went off on a tangent from a tangent from a tangent. I do recommend Disparu and Disparu TOO, Disparu 2. His second channel, I think that is. For commentary on modern day, the demise of modern day TV. I think I had a good 2 or 3 hours today watching Disparu because he picked apart whatever it's called, Starfleet Academy. Each episode is written by a different bunch of writers, and basically it shows. But it's inconsistent even within an episode. I mean, it's inconsistent to ship between episodes. But even within a single episode, it's inconsistent. Characters don't stay in character. They flip-flop. Are they aggressive? Are they passive? Are they gay or are they hetero? There's no... Not that any of that... not that that should even be in Star Trek. What did we know about the sex lives of anyone in Star Trek? I mean, Captain Kirk seemed like he always got the girl, but you never got any actual confirmation of it. I guess Riker seemed likewise. About Picard as well at times, maybe. It was hinted at, but it was never... They didn't sit around in the refectory and discuss it. Nobody was sat around discussing their fucking feelings. Modern day Trek, folks. I don't even watch them anymore. I gave up halfway through season 2 of Discovery. Ever since then, I just watch people complaining about Trek. For me, Star Trek kind of died with those films. Was that 2019, the first one? I thought the first one was okay as an action film, but I'm not entirely sure it's Star Trek. And the whole split timelines, going back and forming a new era, a new epoch of Star Trek where that history wasn't followed. Leonard Nimoy was there to be old Spock and pass on the baton to new Spock, but I don't know. I struggle with some of that stuff. I don't even remember the name of the actor that played Kirk. He was all right at it. His dad was in Chips. His dad was the head of the department or whatever in Chips. But that's all I can tell you about modern Trek. It's just not Star Trek. Fortunately, I've got 60 years of back catalogue to work with. Is it 60 years this year? Since Star Trek started. That's, yeah. I got the old stuff. We've got other sci-fi to look back on. And the modern stuff is made for the so-called modern audience, which as far as I can tell doesn't exist. It's a bunch of people on Twitter or X or Exeter or Shitter, whatever you want to call it. It's a bunch of people cheering when new stuff is announced. Woo, yeah, oh, it's all going to be trans and lesbian and woo, yeah, let's race swap. Yeah, okay, fine. They're all whooping it up, but they don't watch the shit. There is no modern audience. The audience is people like me dropping in to see whether it's still as shit as they made it last year and the year before. In my not so humble opinion. Anyway, let me scroll and see what you were saying. The joys of tech, you can have it, yeah. This is a new live. It is indeed, because the old one went bad. Karen says, "Glad I'm here." Then she might watch. Is that who might watch? Double shift tonight. Yeah, we oh, maybe Tina. Hello, Tina. Okay, Auntie Karen said hello, Tina. I'm sorry, I should have. Is that the roof or is that in there? I'm hoping that's the roof because of the amount of movement. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, if that was on the floor, we'd be in trouble. The two, I keep saying I'm going to bring these other two mouse traps out. The two mouse traps that are out haven't caught anything in a while. On the flip side, they're not exactly baited, and one of them sticks. Once it snaps shut, it won't stay open. It's got gummed up with. I hate to say it, but I think with mouse blood. I think it needs a clean. The mechanism's gunked. So the two that are out there need a bit of attention. These two need cleaning and setting and moving out there because so far there's no indication of anything over here. I haven't actually seen any indication over there except for when we've caught what 4 or 5 so far. Is it this winter? The last month or two since the tent got a rip or two in it. Yeah, it's probably not a line of conversation I want to have too much of. Hey, babe. Auntie Karen's on the phone on the interwebs. Not yet. Soon. What is it? 9 days? 8 days? Something like that. Auntie Karen to the rescue. See Tina. Okay, folks. We lost half the audience when we had to flip from the one stream to the other. We have only got 2 thumbs up, so I would ask that you give it the thumbs up. Orbs galore. Is that a reference to the lighting Are we or to Star Trek Kurtzman? He's a lot like who's the other guy? J.J. Abrams. He's the one who did the film, wasn't it? The first film, of the Star Trek reboots. The lens flare shit. Yeah, no. Okay, folks, come on, give us a thumbs up. Maybe it's just me and my internet not updating the Ajax. Do they still call it Ajax? I haven't, because I'm not in web design anymore. Are these things still called Ajax requests? What do I ask? What do I ask? Are Ajax requests still a thing? That's not even a good question, but are Ajax requests still a thing? Let the AI pick the fucking bones out of the question and give me an answer. Do people still use Ajax? No, you don't need precise device location to answer that question. Fuck off! You don't need to know where I am to answer a fucking simple web programming question. Ugh. Is Ajax still relevant in 2025? Although new technologies like React, Vue.js, these aren't even new. I knew React and Vue and Angular. These all existed way back, even when I was a Takeo and Angular Takeo. The Ajax continues to be the foundation of continuous update of content, as well as faster data exchange that allows websites to refresh. Okay, still a thing. Now I know. And someone's probably answered me in chat because remember when there was a craze of people using the Klingon language and alphabet? Klingon, yeah, and Google still do. Google's Translate still has Klingon. You can download it. Kapla! That's all I know. That's all you get in. I think that's it. And you can say stuff like, it's a good day to die, which was also a Viking phrase, and also some of the, I gotta say Indian, feather. I'm going feather, not dot, but I'm still saying Indian. Derived from indigenous person kind of thing. It's no point saying Native American. They don't consider themselves part of America or the United States. So yeah, we can have that argument separately. Yeah, I remember Klingon. The guys on Big Bang, before the Big Bang became kind of a self-parody. I would say the first 3 seasons of Big Bang were on board with geeks and similar. We can all draw lines between geeks and dweebs, and there's a third one. There's actually a Venn diagram. Let me just another aside while I'm here. Hold on. I'm going to type Venn diagram. Double N, isn't it? Venn diagram. But I'm going to put dweebs versus. I won't have to get dork. Here we go. Dweeb, dork, geek. Did I need? I might not even have had it right. It is a thing. It is a. Yeah, it is an actual Venn diagram. Obsession, intelligence, and social ineptitude. And you do the 3-way Venn diagram, and depending on which 2 sectors overlap, you get dweeb, dork, and geek. And in the middle for all 3, if you are all 3, you're a nerd. I had to look it up. I don't know whether that means I'm a dweeb, a dork, a geek, or a nerd. But I would say geek. I don't think I've got the social ineptitude. which means I've got the obsession and the intelligence. I believe I've got the intelligence, my humble opinion. That really isn't something that you should assign to yourself. But yeah, for anyone who didn't know, it is a thing. Anyway, that we got there because Big Bang Theory, the TV program, for the first, I would say the first 3 seasons, it was in support of geeks, dweebs, nerds, etc. I think later on, it started to poke fun at the geeks. It wasn't as on their side. It was trying to show them up or make a spectacle of them. So they start off as the hero of the program, and I think by the end, I think the tables had turned. Now, whether that was the writers struggling to find new material, whether it was the actors and the way that they were demanding more and more and more money, as people do in successful TV series, I don't know. But the tone changed over time. The first season, the writers were definitely on the side of the nerds, geeks, dweebs, by the end, it didn't feel the same way. I didn't watch. There are probably a couple of seasons or series at the end that I didn't watch, and I'm not even sure why. But yeah, Ajax was a British destroyer in D-Day. He was also a bathroom scourer, if I remember right. It was a scouring liquid. In America, I think it's a peanut butter, is it? Or is that Jif? No, that might be Jif. Now in Britain, Jif is a lemon juice. Jif is a peanut butter. Ajax, it's also Ajax of Amsterdam. It's a football team in Amsterdam, but pronounced differently. Yeah, no, lots of, and Atari ST Atari. Hello. What's wrong with a tramp schedule when it's like the weather? All over the place. That's me. Neighbours 3 door opposite had their cars decorated with little Klingon dolls on the left side front wing. Interesting. I assume decorated by themselves and not just by passers-by. Random people passing by and decorating your car with Klingon, memorabilia, Klingon. I haven't got the vocabulary again, folks. Accoutrements. There you go. I went from having no vocabulary to speaking French again. Fuck. How do I do it? I'm on the second can of beer, aren't I? I only just opened it. We are about 2.5 hours in, I think. I was an hour late starting, so I am all over the place time-wise. We did get cut off on the previous stream, and come what may, I could not get back to the same stream. I tried exiting it and coming back in, and it gave me a button, 2 buttons, and I just couldn't get back in. It wouldn't restart. So we've been all over the place for one reason or another, whether it was me sleeping in and then having to walk the dog and everything, whether it's YouTuber or whether people just don't like me anymore and are clicking off. Snickers and Marathon all over again. I've still not adapted to this one. It's been 40 fucking years. Probably not. I think it changed while I was in college, not university college. Puts it around 1990, 91. Which makes it only 36 years. I still don't even like it. Snickers is not even a fucking word. And before Americans start, that laugh, that's a snigger. And no, folks, that's not me dropping the N-bomb again. There's no sneaker. Sneakers was an American word for your pumps, for your training shoes, for your running shoes. Sneakers is just not a word. I got an American friend who won't even accept niggles as a word. So slight annoyances, a niggle. He thinks it's too close to the bone, too near. If I just type Snickers, what year? I don't even have to ask the question. It's gonna say the controversial bit. Oh, it's not. Hold on. All right, yeah, no, it is. It's there in the first paragraph. Introduced by Mars in 1930 by Frank and Ethel Mars in Chicago, named after the family's favorite horse. Yeah, I'd name a chocolate bar after my horse. Oh. Sold under the name Marathon in the UK until 1990. It was 1990 that it actually changed. So yeah, only 36 years. Ajax powder. Is that the scourer? It's a bit like Harpic, but that was more of a toilet cleaner. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Scrape them off, Jim. Star trekking across the universe, boldly going forward, we can't find reverse. I danced around the Reebok warehouse to that one in 1993. Now, the song might have come out the year before. Hold on. God. Now I'm off on one. And you've even got me singing, which is rare. I used to say that I wouldn't dance until after 8 pints. I had to do the gallon before I would dance. And singing was never a thing that I did. Never. I'm tone deaf. Star Trekking song by the firm. Yeah, what year? Star Trekking song year. Bullshit. Bullshit. 1987. That's 5 years before I thought. 5 or 6. Ah. No. Well, it must have had a reemergence, resurgence, I guess is the better word, isn't it? Rather than re-emergence or reemergence, resurgence. At Radio 1 were playing it in the 80s, in 93 when I was in the Reebok warehouse. What was that one as well about a boy in blue jeans? Is that Bjork? Not Bjork. That might be like a Norwegian group. Somebody in blue, and it wasn't somebody in blue jeans. It could have been Bjork. All that she wants is a little baby. That was these songs were all while I was on the back of the wagon humping boxes off and throwing them on the conveyor to the carousel. Venus in blue jeans. Tell me that wasn't Bjork. I got to look it up for. I'm sorry. I know I'm going on a tangent. We're going on a journey again. I'm gonna go Venus in blue jeans. It's either Bjork or it's that Scandinavian group whose mothers and fathers were all they were all singers in the 60s. Yeah, it's an earlier song, but who sang it in 93? No, not 93 beats per minute. Beats. Singer Claude Francois, written by Howard Greenfield and Jack Keller. It's not what I'm after. 1969 song Venus by the Shocking Blue and later Bananarama. No, none of that's what I'm after. I'll widen it by typing 90s hit. Because I can't find it. We're still on with the enshittification of search, not being able to find stuff. Not Venus, not Bananarama. No. Well, I must have just. Have I done the fucking swapping multiverse thing again? Is this another Mandela effect? Right, what if I type Bjork? Well, I'm not sure about the Bjork part, but I'm not sure how to spell Bjork, but that's a separate fucking question. Venus as a boy. Not blue jeans. He's Venus as a boy. Okay, and those lyrics I'm just not going to read out because that's his fingers. They focus on her and touches. He's Venus as a boy. All right. So anyway, I was dancing around the warehouse. Up until July the 19th, 1999. Jack Attack was already there way before me by the looks of it, renamed to align with the global brand. The name was changed due to concerns that Snickers sounded like knickers. Febreze and Fabre. Okay, we've got other Pass the Dutch on the left hand side. Musical Youth. That was a bit earlier, I'm gonna say. Didn't they all end up either dead or in jail? I do believe a percentage of them ended up in jail and maybe dead. Klingon doll offside front starboard bow. Yeah. Pass the Dutch upon the left hand side. Tommy Tombstone. Hello, my friend. Time moves slower as you age, Mike. Ask any pensioner. Oh, do you know, I at times it goes slower, and in other ways it goes so quick. The years are flying by, the months. It was Christmas this time yesterday. The fuck? Well, do you know what I did as well? I missed my un-Christmas, didn't I, this month? Do you remember, because I didn't get a very good Christmas, I was gonna every 25th of the 25th of every month I was gonna cook a Christmas dinner. And Christmas just came and went. I didn't even notice. Was it Tuesday? Is that why? I did a stream on Tuesday, didn't I? Hold on, what's the is this? Hold on, 28th is Saturday. I've got to work back. I hate working backwards with names and dates and numbers. 25th was 3 days before Saturday. Would that make it Wednesday? That would make it Wednesday. So it wasn't even the fact I did a stream Tuesday. 25th just came and went and I didn't notice, and now I don't know what to do about it. And you didn't remind me, I haven't plugged the phone in. We're down to 10%. I was going to plug it in and then I stopped so that we could do the Tina thing. Oh, it was an 8. If it had got down to 5, it would have turned off, if anyone remembers when that happened one day. I just could not go live for a couple of minutes until I got above 5% on the charge on the phone. Everyone excited by the blood moon incoming. When did this change? So you get a full moon every 28 days, right? We never used to name the fuckers. Until 3 or 4 years ago, I'd never heard a moon have a name. Now everything's a super moon, blood moon, harvest moon, fucking shine on Harvey moon. When did that start? Everything has to... It's the same with storms. You used to get like bad weather and now it's fucking Storm Jeremy. I don't... The blast, what we got, the blast from the... Not the east, but there's an ice blast from the past and there's a fucking... I don't know. Everything has to have an advertising campaign behind it. You used to just have a bit of rain and it'd get cold in winter. And now it's the beast from the east. That's the one I was just struggling for, I think. When did we decide that storms needed a marketing campaign and a PR fucking firm behind them? It's redonkulous. My new favorite word, by the way. I've been using it for a while, but it's been growing on me just lately. When something is so ridiculous, you can't just say ridiculous. Doesn't cut it anymore. When something's stonkingly ridiculous, it's redonkulous. Yeah, I don't know, folks. Pass the Dutch. You click. Okay, scrolled back. Ace of Base. All that she needs is a little baby. 92. It's about the time. Yeah. Okay. So I was in the. I was dancing around the. I still want to say 93 for dancing around the warehouse. So for anyone who doesn't know, I left college, so College of Further Education, and I had my applications in to go to university. I amazingly got accepted by every university I applied to. These were all unconditional offers. Normally you apply to university and they'll say, oh, if you get three A's and a B in your A levels or something, they'll make terms. No, I got unconditional offers for anywhere I wanted to go. My ideal was Lancaster because I lived in Lancaster. I mean, it's that simple. Went to the local uni because it was a bus ride away. There's no moving. I had I had my applications in. I got the offers, but I got a job. I was working, and I decided to earn money for a year, and then go to uni. And what did the bastards do at Reebok? So you start uni in early October. Certainly Lancaster Uni, you start early October. They kept me on until December. And it had started as a summer job, in fairness, but they'd indicated they wanted to keep me on. So I decided to defer for a year my university place. And then the fucker sacked me in the December. That was fun. My father-in-law was a director of Reebok UK. That's even more. Never used the connection. I got the job just as a guy. Well, long story, but I got the job in a normal way, and I lost the job in a normal way. Unemployed for about 3 months, and then I got a job selling nurses' uniforms and workwear with a company called Career Apparel. And come around the next time, and I'm working, I'm earning, I've got this sales job. Should I stay or should I go? And I went to uni. Really last minute decision. Really last minute. What do you say that I did the dirty on the company, Career Apparel? I guess maybe, but why wouldn't you? Kind of, I'm going to say nowadays, even though this is back in the 90s. But yeah, companies don't have any kind of honor or any kind of loyalty to you. So why would you, having already had the dirty done on me the year before, and you can't just keep deferring your uni place forever. You can only do it for a year or two. Um, so I binned them off. I binned off my sales job, telephone sales, selling nurses' uniforms and related workwear. Short sleeve polycotton step-in dress, blue stripes with white piping, 1281, 1501 with VAT. I think we had this conversation once, trying to work out what that meant the VAT rate was. And I think we worked out that it must have been at that period when we were on 17.5%, rather than the 12, 12.5, 15 or whatever we'd messed about with. Does anybody remember VAT was 8%, and Geoffrey Howe tried to scotch a rumour that it wasn't going to double. There'd been talk of doubling the rate of VAT from 8%. And so they swore blind it wasn't going to double. So they raised it from 8 to 15 in one fell fucking swoop. Because 15 isn't 16, it's not double. Politicians, folks, when they're not lying, they're deceiving. But it was fudged about. I think it fell to 12.5 at one point, and then it went up to 17.5. 20 mainly now. Is it 20 or 22? And some things like energy are less, and other things are more. But yeah, let me. I want to know now. Hold on. How do we get from 1281 to 1501? And am I remembering the numbers right after 30 odd fucking years? What am I going to ask? I should just bring up a calculator. Where is that at? Calendar clock. Where's the calculator when you want it? I guess we do this so infrequently. Calculator. Oh, we've got degrees, radians, and tangents at the minute. Where's... That's not what I want. Oh, and you can even just type in English. That's... No, go away. That's not how calculators work. I'm going to type... Someone give me the numbers that I said before. Just said 1281 became 1501. I'm going to go with 12.81. I'm going to multiply it by 1 because you want the original number. And I think 17.5. So 1.175 times... So that's 12.81 times 1.175. 15.05. Yeah, I'm close then, aren't I? What am I misremembering, or did we just misquote the price all the time? We said 1501. 1281 plus VAT, that's 1501. We might have been doing the tax man out with a bit of money there, folks. Shh, don't tell anybody. I don't know. I've remembered those numbers for 30 fucking years. And now the VAT's off by a smidge. Who knows? Thumbs up, folks. Come on, do a guy a favour. Fucking hell. Here I am boring you about Ace of Base and Bjork and VAT. A re-recorded version of Venus in Blue Jeans. I don't know. The song I'm remembering is the Venus as a Boy. It is the Bjork thing. I'm fairly certain. Repeat love songs listed with a 1992 release. No, I think I misled you by misremembering the lyrics that I was remembering. Plug the phone in, says Jack Attack. I did Moonlighting. Some met by, how'd that go? Some met by love. Some met by moonlight. Some met by something. Some met on the way. Al Jarreau. Can't remember the words of the song, but the name of the singer was Al Jarreau. Oh God, VHS and Moonlighting. And I think at the same time on the other channel was The Equalizer. If not at the same time, it was the same night. And we always had an argument about Top of the Pops, The Equalizer, and Moonlighting. We could record two permutations, any two from three. I guess me and my sister took it in turns at deciding which. And then you'd play them back. On the weeks that we got The Equalizer, I would watch that shit about 5 times before we overwrote it with something else. Yeah. No, that was... There's a memory. But Al Jarreau, I loved Moonlighting. I rewatched it a couple of years ago. Not as great as I remembered it. It's still all right. There was too much breaking the fourth wall and talking to the audience. I like that a little bit. That can be fun. They started doing it like every episode. It got silly. But that was it was supposed to be a vehicle for Matey Girl, wasn't it? And it ended up launching Bruce Willis instead. Sybil Shepherd. It was supposed to be her starring role, her big thing, after being a smaller part in other things. You Looking at Me, you look at what's that one called? Taxi Driver. That was the one she was in, yeah? Was it? Was that Sybil or was that Jodie Foster? But anyway, Moonlighting was meant to be her big thing, and it ended up launching Bruce Willis. And there was a bit of resentment between them over that, I think. Everything is so terrifying. Getting old is terrifying, Tommy Tombstone. Don't let the sun go down. Don't let the sun go down on you. Don't let... Nick Hayward, maybe? The Nick Hayward or Haircut 100. I won't let the sun go down on you. Now you're just throwing words at me, and I'm pulling songs and TV programs out my ass. Greenification of changes in weather twisted to suit one side of a debate. How did we get there? I'm not going to disagree with you. There's a lot of politics goes into a lot of modern day things where the science should reign supreme, but then the politics affects the science because the policymakers decide where the budgets are going, and then the science goes where the money is. If there's no science in a certain direction, nobody researches in that direction. If you wave money and say, all the money you want, just prove that coal is bad. Margaret Thatcher, because Arthur Scargill. Just prove that coal is bad. Suddenly everybody proves that coal is bad. Now, is it bad or not? Is it as bad? Should we all just jump in a certain direction? Are we being played? Did the policymakers and the politics that goes with it influence where the funding went and therefore influence where the science went? I would argue that there's a strong possibility of that, and that maybe somebody should fund some science or some research to look at that possibility. Did we jump the gun? Did we go too far too soon? See, I would also say we went to the moon too soon. I mean, it's a different branch of the same idea of if you put the money there, that's where the science and the engineering will go. And if you go too soon, it's too expensive. And in the case of like science and space, we kind of haven't gone back for, what are we going to say, 60 years? 50 years? Because by jumping ahead, by going too soon, it was too expensive, and therefore it put people off for generations. And by putting it off for generations, it meant that when we're trying to do it again now, those previous generations have all died. There's nobody left. None of those engineers, very few, are around. And they're all old, and are they still lucid, and all of the questions that go with those questions. How many of the 12, I would call them the majestic 12, the 12 that walked on the moon, how many have we still got? Is it like 3? And they're not all compos mentis either. How many of the 12? How many of the 12? Can I just say the majestic 12, or do I have to put the 12 that walked on the moon are alive? I think it's, I can't even type in a fucking straight line. They went to the moon and I can't even type. How many of the 12 that walked, this is a long, it would have been quicker to ask it in voice, that walked on the moon are alive, are still alive. There we go. As of February 2026, 4 of the majestic 12 are alive. And they're not necessarily in the best of health. All 4 in the late 80s. I think Buzz Aldrin has got, is it Alzheimer's or Parkinson's? So the 4, just to name them in order of landing. Buzz Aldrin, obviously, Apollo 11, second man on the moon. David Scott, Apollo 15. Charles Duke, Apollo 16. And Harrison Schmitt, Apollo 17. All 4 in the late 80s or 90s. They're old because it was 69 was the first one, wasn't it? Give me a clue. 69 to now is 57 years. I should know that. Shut up. Sometimes you ask yourself a dumb question. I was born in November 68, so 69. It's basically, I'm asking myself, how old am I? And I fluffed it and had to Google. I just, shut up. It's a thing. We only got 4. So what I was saying about going so soon, it costing lots, it meaning that we never went back because it had been so expensive, and we don't have any of those guys left. The engineers, so the guys that actually went were basically military age. They were fighter pilots, test pilots. They were in the, I'm going to say, 20s. The engineers would have been in their 40s, 50s, 60s. They all died in the interim. And so now we want to go back and we're having to learn it all over again because they're not here. You can do things too soon. You can rush ahead sometimes too soon in science and in engineering and in research. It can be overly expensive to do a thing, and that can have knock-on effects down the line. Again, it's a rant, it's a sojourn. We went on a journey from climate change and whatever else. Farmer arrived, I think. Hello, everyone, everybody, everywhere. That was at 1:49, which was 49, quarter of an hour ago, let's call it. He was there in the previous stream, but I don't think he made it across when the new one started. Wherever the truth lies, the man in the street should be taxed more to cover for factories in the east and private jets in the west, and asylum seekers here and hotels there, and politics again, folks. Let's not do that. Pound, smash, poke, prod, press, push, punch, slap, chop, bump, tap, flick, kick, click, lick, rub, slam the like button, and consider subscribing. If you're here for the first time, folks, and you've got no idea who this white bearded, it's not white haired, it's only white from there downwards. It's quite remarkable. But I can assure you that from there downwards, it's almost all white. Some of my arms are not, but most, I'm not going to show you, but most elsewhere is. I'm talking about my legs, okay? Just except for the bald patches, like my ankles. My ankles are going bald. It's a diabetes sign, along with what would be neuropathy, is it called? The extremities. You know those little hairs on your toes? I've lost half of those. A lot of those have gone. It happens with age, but it also happens with diabetes. You have to watch out for these things. I don't have the pins and needles, the tingling, and the lack of blood flow, and the nerves. Neuropathy is the death of the nerves. I don't have any of that, but I'm watching out for it because I'm watching the line where the hairs on my leg stops. That's receding. I've got a receding hairline around my ankles. It's working upwards. Could it just be socks? Could it be? I do wear socks 24/7. I'm a tramp. I'm in bed now. I sleep fully clothed every night. I might have to get up for something. Some fucking idiot might be trying to rob the garage at the top of the road, or he might be attacking my tent, or I might have to have a 2-hour stand-up, knock-down fist fight with some cunt, because that's how life is when you're in a fucking field, in a tent. So for anybody watching, I think that's where I started. The channel is Delta Mike. How far in are we? 3 hours since I started, 4 hours since I should have started. And I think that's Karen saying good night. Good night, Karen. See you soon, mate. The channel is Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja, Delta Mike. That is your eponymous hero. I hope to become your hero if I'm not already. I'm some people's hero. I've mentioned once or twice in the past. I've saved a couple of lives here and there. I also saved the garage from getting robbed, but nobody ever thanked me. Other things, but little old lady who had a heart attack in the bank, and I did the CPR thing and popped a couple of ribs. Anyway, that's not why you called. Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. I'm the Delta Mike. The down and out in Torrevieja. Down and out. Homeless, a tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode. Some might say a bum. Someone who lives rough, perhaps on the streets. In my case, in a field. And nowadays, thankfully, in a tent in a field. Wasn't always so. There was many months where it was just me and my bedroll and my dog in a field. I've got my little doggy next to me. Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. Torrevieja, a city on the southeast coast of Spain. I am a Brit trapped by circumstance in Spain. Police won't let me leave the country. Bank won't let me have my money until I walk into my branch in the UK and wave a passport and 2 or 3 other proof of ID, proofs of ID. Can you pluralize in that way? I guess so. I've got no idea if I did get there with a passport. I've no idea what my other proofs of ID would be. There wouldn't be an electric bill, a gas bill, or a water bill. I won't have paid rates or community charge or whatever it's called nowadays over there. I don't know what other proof of ID they would want. But I am trapped because the police here have a court thing going on and won't let me go. And over there won't let me have my money. And I do have money. It's not a lot anymore, but there's a few thousand in the bank waiting for me. And I'm just caught in this fucking... It's not a Mexican standoff because that requires 3 parties. I learnt that from the Big Bang Theory. But I am caught in a catch-22. Joseph Heller? Yeah, maybe. Was it? Joseph Heller, catch-22. You want to prove that you're insane because you don't want to fight in a war. But obviously, people who don't want to fight in a war are sane. And so you can't... So you go into battle and you're a soldier, so you're going into battle. You can't... That's your catch-22. Let's have a go. Oh, good God, Mr. Egg Thailand, you're here. Phil, hello, my friend. You're my hero, Mike. Been listening for a while. Got to go now. See, yeah. Well, I'll be in your stream later if you're doing one. Yeah, it is later for you. Yeah. How do you say it? Pattaya? I think I got that right. I got to scroll back a bit, folks. I have it's jumped forwards. I've missed a few. VAT rate in 1993 was 17.5, 15% from 79 to 90. Yeah, and it was 8% before that. I'm fairly sure it was a single jump from 8 to 15 because we're not going to... And I'm still... Geoffrey Howe, I'm going to say, was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Hold on. I'm scrolling. Farmer, I just popped in to say hello. I just need to be off. Okay, mate, no worries. Okay, Karen and Farmer. There was I saw that one from Tommy Tombstone earlier about wherever the truth lies, it ends up with the man in the street getting taxed. Karen's been watching the Stereophonics. Band lead singer Kelly Jones. 20% VAT, that's the current rate. Okay. I should have known the name of Stereophonics. Kelly Jones. Okay. I saw the sign. That's. Are you quoting lyrics again from that is still the same. The kids from Mamas and Papas. Ace of Base. There was Jack Attack giving me the correct VAT rates. I'm still wondering what value the tax adds. Yeah, it's a funny tax. It works out a little bit weird for businesses because the VAT that you pay when you buy stuff, you kind of knock off the VAT when you sell stuff, and it's so that you're only paying the taxman the VAT on the value you add. It's the value you added to the product, the manufacturer or the business. If I buy a jar of coffee for a certain price and there's VAT on it, and then I sell cups of coffee, I charge VAT, I charge VAT on the stuff I sell, but that VAT I charge isn't what I pay to the taxman. I get to knock off the VAT that I paid when I bought it. So it's a tax on the value I added by turning a jar of coffee into 100 cups of coffee for customers. That's the explanation I can. That's the best explanation I can give. Bearing in mind, folks. Oh fuck! I'm almost dropping the. I did work for what was called Customs and Excise at the time. Currently, Her Majesty's No, fucking hell. See, they changed the name of it, and then we changed the sex of the monarch. His Majesty's Revenue and Customs. I do apologise, Charlie boy. I met him once when I was 7, and when I was 9, he almost ran over my foot. But that's another story. That's not why you came. VAT returns a total pain. Gathering tax for the tax man. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? I've got a bite or something. I've got a lump here on my face. Right there. Where my finger actually is. So when I move it, just above my finger now. Yeah, collecting tax. You're a free tax collector for the tax man. There was Farmer leaving. Karen saying good night. Why did NASA not visit the moon and instead focus on Mars? Seriously. Yeah, well, they've had to backtrack on that now, haven't they? And in the most ridiculous way. So this thing that's due to happen any day now, we're going to the moon, but we're only going around it. We're going to go around it though in a really elliptical way, so that we can claim that it's the farthest mankind has ever gone. And we're claiming it because it's true, but we don't have an ability to land. We're waiting on Elon to develop the I can't remember all the acronyms. The rocket was called the fucking BFG once upon a time. The big no BFR. It was big fucking rocket basically, based on the big gun in Doom, which is called the big fucking gun, the BFG. But Elon wants to land his biggest starship type thing vertically there. We're not going to test whether we can land vertically outside of Earth, because it only took 30 attempts on Earth to do it. But we're going to go to the moon and we're going to land that way and then climb out from 300 foot up, or however big a big fucking rocket is. Starship, whatever it's called nowadays. So we're going to launch a big fucking rocket on the top of a other rocket and then go and land vertically without testing landing vertically in a zero gravity or low gravity. Microgravity is the correct term. It's not going to happen. Elon, as much as I love some of his successes and some of his, he's the king of over promising and under delivering. If you look back, there's a guy online called Thunderfoot, YouTube channel. So the word Thunderfoot, but the O's in foot are zeros. So Thunder 00T. He's made it his fucking lifetime's kind of obsession to debunk Elon. I like Phil Thunderfoot. His real name's Phil. I have had a little. We did have a little disagreement once upon a time for half an hour one afternoon. But he has a boner for debunking Elon, and I don't think he's wrong. Some of the engineering achievements, the landing vertically, that's marvelous. We've done it. Eventually, they've done it. They do it so reliably now that they can have 2 rockets take off from next to each other, go do separate things in space, and then come back down and land in the same fucking camera shot. It is phenomenal. But everything else he's promised hasn't happened. And certain things are 5, 8, 10 years behind and 5 times over budget. I do think that him taking over and buying Twitter whilst a financial mistake personally has been ridiculously good for society as a whole. Because you have to understand Twitter's not real. The people in Twitter, half of the people in Twitter are not even people. It was a very, very left-wing eco, what do they call it? Echo chambers are what I was looking at, not eco. It's because we were doing ecology and shit earlier. It was a very, very, and it still is to a large extent, but it's a little bit more balanced now. And it hasn't got those ties with government and editing and suppressing certain ideas and lines of speech. So I thank him for that. I think the rocket shit, the landing shit, the vertical, to watch two rockets go off, do separate things, and come back and land within seconds of each other, one in the background of the phenomenal, absolutely fucking phenomenal. But the other stuff, what was his boring company that was going to dig tunnels and he was going to do it 10 times faster, 10 times better, and he kind of did by doing it 10 times smaller. And in the end, the vehicles that move through there have to go about a tenth of the promised speed because it's too fucking narrow and too small, and it's not self-driven. Full self-driving. It's not there, is it? It's not there. He's been promising it. People paid like 100,000 for a car on the promise that full self-driving was coming. Those cars are now nearly obsolete, and he still hasn't delivered the full self-drive. He's not even allowed to call it. It used to be called autopilot. He's not even allowed to call it that anymore because it's not. I got off on one about Elon and over-promising and under-delivering. But he's the guy that's supposedly going to land us on the moon and bring us back. I don't see it. If it took so many attempts to land that vertical rocket on Earth, right, on a flat launch pad or on a boat, he does them on these barges, these flat. Have you seen the surface of the moon? It's not flat. It's not even fucking level, to coin an Al Murray phrase. Boulders, craters. It's if we're going to go back to the moon, I don't believe that's the way to do it. Not in any kind of timely time span. It's almost a tautology. Is it a tautology? Maybe. Scrolling, folks, scrolling. I got caught up with myself. Why did NASA not revisit the moon? The reason we didn't revisit it like in 60 years is because of the expense. Why we haven't gone back now, I think I could answer this by saying there's no science in it. In fact, the going to the moon first time around wasn't science. It was an engineering problem. We knew the science. You blow stuff out the bottom of a rocket and it propels that way. It's equals and opposites. Equal. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's that. The science was settled. The science was sorted. The engineering, can we build it? Can we make it happen? Can we make it reliable? Can we build a big firework and sit 3 men on top? Take them there, have 2 of them land on the moon and walk around for a day or 2, and then have them come back and meet up with the 3rd guy who's orbiting in the return module, and get them back and land them safely without them burning up in the atmosphere or bouncing off the atmosphere. Engineering. The science, the equations, the knowledge, there was none to be had. Sample return with the regolith. Excuse me. That's the crusty, broken down rock type soil on the moon. Regolith. That was so precious they just gave it away to schools and lost all the samples, and now nobody can find any. Nobody knows where any of it is. There was no science there. It was an engineering challenge, and it was a fantastic one, and they did it. Lives were lost along the way. Was it Apollo 1, where they decided to have a pure oxygen environment inside the tank, inside the capsule, so that the merest short circuit, a little spark when you press a button. Lives were lost, but it was an engineering challenge, not a science challenge. And I think that's why we never went back to the moon. If we went anywhere, the idea was you go to Mars because it's new, it's different. We can still argue about whether there's science to be done. Possibility of life, we're still ongoing. We're still arguing about whether we proved the existence of life in the 70s. Pioneer, maybe? One of the probes that landed did 3 experiments, 2 of which showed the possibility of life. Past life. Well, we can argue about that. I think I've got the name wrong. Voyager, Pioneer. Memory, folks. I think 2 of the 3 tests are now viewed as having showed the possibility of life, but were ruled out at the time. Because you want to be overcautious. You don't want to be claiming life when it's not. But if we go back there, like the probes and landers, Sky Crane. The last 2 probes that we've landed there. Fuck yeah! I watch these sci-fi things online called HFY, which basically stands for humanity. Fuck yeah! That's stories about defeating aliens and stuff. But Sky Crane. We've landed tank-sized wanderers, tank-sized probes on Mars in the most unbelievable fashion. So a probe goes all the way. We send a rocket. The rocket stops and things just carry on at the same speed. Then there's a heat shield and it enters the atmosphere. A few course corrections. Heat shield enters the atmosphere with this pointy, the Chinese hat. Imagine that, but that's pointing down at the ground. And then the thing separates from it. And then this thing, as it's approaching the ground, fires some fucking retro. There's parachutes and that retro rockets, and it comes in and it lands, and it's the most. It fires rockets and hovers and lowers. It lowers the craft down. It lowers the probe. I can't remember their names. They've got fancy names like. What are not the 7 deadly sins, but the 7? Imagine that they go getting it like prosperity or I can't remember their names, but the Sky Crane. Just Google Sky Crane. It's the most fucking miraculous. This thing comes in, it fires retro rockets, it hovers, and then it lowers a tank-sized, lowers it down to the surface of another planet. And the radio waves take like fucking 40 minutes to get there. It's so far. This isn't remote control, as in someone sat there with a PlayStation controller. You send it there, and in 9 months' time, it does its shit. It's the most miraculous shit ever. And people just don't know about it or don't bother. And I'm just getting excited just talking about it. And at the same time, I'm talking about how disappointing it is that we haven't gone back to the moon and that we haven't put man on Mars. We haven't done enough with Venus. It's a very toxic atmosphere. It's very bad. It's very hot. There's always a risk shit will burn up and go bad. What was Kepler? Kepler, the probe, the space probe. If you held your hand out at arm's length and you look at your thumbnail, the Kepler space probe analyzed that much of the sky and found hundreds of potential planets. And as an engineering thing, and it was miraculous, and they managed to keep it going for years after it should have stopped. Why did we only put one of them up? Why did we examine a thumbnail-sized piece of the fucking sky? There's the rest of the sky. Why have we not made another 1,000 Keplers? Ah! It's annoying, it's frustrating. We did it however many years ago it was, 10, 15, 20 years ago, whenever the fuck we launched it. Let's make another 100. We can probably make them better, smaller, more compact. Why did we look at that much sky? There's science to be had, there's science to be done. And I don't think we're doing the science in the right way at the right time. Hubble. We could make Hubble again. We could make another 100 of them. James Webb Space Telescope, what? 10 years late and 10 times over budget. But very good at what it does, and it will be miraculous. International Space Station. We couldn't build that now if we wanted. It needed the space shuttle. So did the Hubble telescope when it was first launched. Yeah, had a very, very slightly warped mirror that made the images distorted. We needed the shuttle to go and grab it, correct it, and put it back out there. I don't know that we could do that now. We couldn't build the space station now. And the one we've got is going to fall out the sky in a couple of years. I don't know what the current plans are. They keep giving it new. It has to have. It's got these not booster rockets. What would you call them? Thrusters. It has to elevate. Even though it's so high, it's in space, but kind of not really. It drags on the edge of the Earth's atmosphere, and so it slows down, and so it drops, and so it has to be boosted back up again every now and again. And the International Space Station is due to end. Let's have a look. International Space Station, end of life. Voice search stopped to resume tap anywhere. Or is this because I've run out of disk space? Fuck off. I'll type it then, you cunt. ISS. Do I have to type end of life? End of life. It's already there. Auto-filled format. Scheduled to end its operations end of 2030. What's that? 3.5 years away? With a controlled deorbit into the South Pacific. It's more than likely someone will buy it and repurpose it. I think. I'm looking at you, Elon. With all of your over-promising and under-delivering, I don't know who else could do it. Bigelow Space, what's he called? Oh, I think that's his, is that his name? There's a guy called Bigelow who does space stuff. How are we spelling Bigelow? Bigelow? Good guess. Bigelow Aerospace. Hold on. That's not a word I wanted to see. Ceased operation in 2020. Well, I guess Bigelow's not going to be the one to fucking pick it up and run with. Robert Bigelow. He owns Budget Suites of America and is the founder of it. Provided financial support, investigation of UFOs and parapsychology. Oh, okay. He's taken a walk off into the dark side. Somebody with the billions. Facebook, what's he called? The robot bloke. I don't know what he's called. Mark Facebook. He could buy the space station and find a use for it, couldn't he? What is he called? He's got a really weird hairline. I'm more likely to remember the name of the two twins that you ripped off to form Facebook than I am to remember his name. Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck, I got that. I am really bad at this stuff, folks. Here I am ranting on and I don't even remember people's names. Was that Tom leaving? Why did NASA not revisit? Oh no, maybe I think that's Fama leaving. How our history top to bottom is staged to suit narrative. Is staged to suit narrative. My favourite conspiracy theorist there. There was Karen leaving. There was Mr. Egg from, I'm going to say Pattaya. Rum Runner is his bar in Pattaya. It's got scantily clad ladies in, apparently. Mr. Egg says, I'm Miss Hero. I don't know how we get there, but I found him because I was looking in the in the YouTube app. It allows you to look at your followers periodically. I just dug in and there he was. A lady in your bank was in tears the other day. They needed ID and she had lost, I'm going to guess lost hers. When America's discovered, they didn't say, seen it. What's next, Mars? You see, we're back to Columbo, that great detective. He solved all those murders, discovered America. I gotta stop saying that shit. Has my chat frozen, or is this a YouTube problem? Am I still live? I'm gonna go top chat and then back to live chat, just in case I'm missing any. Atari ST, that was at 2:28, which was 10 minutes. Nobody's talked to me in 10 minutes, and the audience has dropped a little bit. I guess I was late getting started, folks, and then we had the thing where the video cut out, and I had to start a new stream with. I haven't got any of the details of the thumbnail. I haven't got anything in there. This is like a recovery stream, if you like. I pick it up because everyone left off. The other one went bad. Are we carrying on? I'm probably gonna. Okay, it's 2:38 my time. I did start late. Did I start 11-ish? If I could go to 3, that would be the. No, it won't be the 4 hours because it's a separate stream. Our job's fucked, isn't it? YouTube have bollocksed me always round. Yeah, no. I was thinking stay till 4 hours and then the processing will be done. Well, it's not going to be because it's not the same stream. Anyone who wants to watch on replay will have to wait. It was over 15 or 16 hours last time. You have to wait like 8 o'clock at night the next night. My apologies, but it's beyond my control. So I don't know what to do, folks. Talk to me if you want to carry on. If not, we'll call it quits shortly. Just gonna do none and then back to live chat. You've always got to make sure, folks, that you are on live chat rather than top chats. The default is top chat, and it does suppress some people and some conversation. I'm just scrolling back in case I've missed anything. I can't get over this "You're My Hero" Mike business. Gotta go now. See you soon, Phil. Yeah, okay, mate. I will. If for anyone who doesn't know, Mr. Egg goes live at 7, 8 in the my time, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. I think it's his early afternoon while he's getting ready. He goes for a walk around the town that he lives in. I'm going to say Pattaya, but I could be misremembering or mispronouncing. Place in Thailand. He goes around. He goes for a walk or a motorbike ride, and then when he's finished that, he arrives back at the bar in time for opening. And because of the nature of the bar, the scantily clad young ladies, we don't get to see inside much. Customers, privacy, all of that kind of stuff. Um, but I just enjoy his chat. He's a Brit living out in Thailand. He's been out there, I think he's 15 or 16 years. Might be as much as 18. It ends in a teen. But I like the chat. I like the cut of his jib. Let's just leave it at that. And yeah, that's just interesting seeing another lifestyle, another country. Um, yeah, uh, all of that. So yeah, but I think we're done here. I think I'm running out of conversation, folks, and you guys appear to have run out of conversation too. Um, Atari ST was the last comment when America was discovered. They didn't say, "Seen it? What's next, Mars?" No, they said the new world, and let's populate the new world, and let's take it off the people that are already there. I don't know how the timelines line up. America versus Australia. How many new worlds did we have, and how close together were they? I guess my ignorance is such. I know 1492. I'm going to say Columbus. Yeah. Uh, but when did it actually kick off? Like Britain funded them their colonies, yeah, or quite a number of those 13 colonies, um, and then they reneged on the deal over some taxes. Uh, they didn't renege on it enough to jump back on a boat and come back. Uh, let's do so 1492. I know is that, but when did it actually properly kind of happen? U.S. 13 colonies dates. Uh, dates. Not when they signed up to the Constitution or whatever, but to the established between 1607 and 1733. Did I say, what did I say before? 1492 or 1592? I don't even know when that is. Look, see my ignorance. Uh, so let's 1607 to 1730. So there's 125 years ish of that. But from 1607, when was Australia? I don't even know. I don't know about dollars. Australia discovery date. Okay. 1606. You see, so we had basically. Oh, that was the Dutch guy. When did the English guy land that properly kicked it off? Let's let's get things in proper perspective. When did the Brits get there? Cook. Yeah, okay, that'll be the one I think of when I think of Australia. I'm not. I'm not being political. 1770. So they say 1606. Basically, right? We had two new worlds going on at broadly speaking the same time. I think that's my point. That's where I was going with this. 1606 and the other stuff was 1607 or something, was the American first colony. Um, Early Dutch exploration, and then proper stuff happened when the Brits arrived with the Endeavour. Uh, Inspector Morse. Oh, shush. 1788 before we got the first permanent establishing the first permanent colony. Some allege even earlier Portuguese explorers in the 1520s. Yeah, but my point, you got new worlds going on. So we were saying they didn't arrive there and then say let's go to Mars, but that's because they had other new worlds to conquer. America, Australia, a little bit of trade between Africa and America, but we don't talk about that nowadays. Stuff was going on, stuff was happening, people were busy. But yeah, going back to my way original thing about the moon landings and why we never went back, it's because we went too early. And we went too early because of the space race, because Russia and America. We went too early because of Adolf. Here we go. Here's one. The first human object in space was not Sputnik. It was the V2 rockets. Hence, Werner von Braun, however you want to pronounce it, Brown, I think is the more correct. Hence him going to America on, was it Operation Paperclip? This is again the Americans being sneaky. I told you a minute ago about them reneging on. You pay to ship people abroad and to establish colonies so that there's trading and goods and things in return. And the people you ship over there renege on it all. Right? And the same people, you have a world war and you're on their side, and you all agree we won't take the German scientists. We want nothing to do with those bastards. We don't want the high up Jerrys. Right? This is what you all agree. And then at the end of the war, they renege on the agreement and secretly take a whole bunch of scientists over there. They do that to progress their science. Meanwhile, Winston, this side of the channel, is breaking up code breaking machines. Instead of using them as the basis to progress science and move on. When three parties, America, Russia, Britain, agreed on certain rules for how we divide Germany up or how we split it up, or we had rules, we had an agreement of what we would and wouldn't do. And when some parties stick to it and regress their science and tech deliberately, and another party reneges and builds up their own science at everyone else's cost. Why do we not look back on that more harshly? Why do we smile? Why do we give that a wry smile and move on? How much of the Manhattan Project was European scientists? Why at the end of the war did only America have atomic weapons? It's an abusive relationship when you look at it dispassionately. It's one-way traffic. Anyway, I'm talking myself into a corner here. We're on 1 hour 51. Are we going to go to 2 on this second stream? 250. So that would tie in as well with the top of the hour. That would make it 3 o'clock roughly. So we'll do that probably. According to the Moors, here today is Ramadan. We are in. I mean, it's a what is it? It's a 30-day period, but we are in Ramadan. Yeah. With all that entails, demands that other people change their ways and not do certain things. If as I said earlier, folks, if you follow me on Twitter, you will see me telling some people to fuck off and stop trying to tell other people what to do. Does Ramadan usually coincide with Lent? Are they different? Because Lent is a fasting thing in a way. For God, what is there two Ramadan in 2026? You mean are there two? Not is. What's when did grammar just fall off so badly? Oh, hold on. Evening of February 17th to March the 19th. Dates may vary. This is for Spain, so February 17th. That's a little while. Oh, that's the day I did my 10-minute, my 10-hour stream, wasn't it? The 17th was my 10th anniversary of landing in Spain. Yeah. But yeah, we are in Ramadan, so I saw somebody posting the most ridiculous shit. Somebody posted that means that they fast like 30 days non-stop. However many days it is. This, like it just said, the start and stop dates, it's probably to do with the rising of certain full moons and other. Same as Easter is. Hold on. Now I want to know, how is it determined? What do I ask? Why Ramadan starts when it does, or why Ramadan is. I can't even type in a straight line. Why Ramadan? Not why is it started? Why is it when it is? Why Ramadan is when it is? I don't know how best to ask it. Why is it when it is? It's not. I've just been talking about grammar and stuff, and Ramadan occurs when it does because the Islamic calendar is strictly lunar, with months beginning upon the sighting of a new crescent moon, not full moon. As a 12-month, no. If you're going to go strictly lunar, you've got 13 moons The word month is derived from moon, and there are 13 of them. Are there not? As a 12-month, 354-day cycle, it is 10 to 12 days shorter than the solar-based Gregorian calendar. Well, you add those extra days. What are 13 times 28? Am I going daft? I can do this in my head. 1028 is 280. Okay. 328, so 6 short of 90, so 84. Okay. So 280 plus 84, 364. There are 13 months. Why? Okay, you're saying a 354-day cycle rather than 360, whatever I just calculated, 364. Why would we do that? So Ramadan shifts backwards 10 to 11 days annually because of this lunar cycle rather than Gregorian calendar thing. And it's done then because it's the month, or month, if you will, in which the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. The month lasts 29 or 30 days until the next new moon is sighted. So why have I got 28 in my head? And you're saying 20? I guess I'm just thick. Who knew? So it is when it is to do with moon and moon phases and lunar months and lunar years, and that's the time that Muhammad, the Quran was revealed to him. Is this one of those an angel came down and dictated it to him kind of stories? Oh, now I got to ask another question, don't I? How was the Quran revealed? I don't even know how to spell Quran. Quran? How was the Quran revealed? Okay, here we go. Revealed by God, Allah, to the Prophet Muhammad in Arabic, peace be upon him, blah, 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 through the angel Gabriel, or Jibril, over a period of 23 years. Years! Where did this idea of it being revealed in that particular month come from? Starting in 610, I would say AD, you're going to say the Common Era, when Muhammad was 40. The first revelation occurred in the cave of Hira during Ramadan. Hold on. I thought Ramadan was because of the... I now feel like I'm watching Star Trek. I've now got a... What do you call those where you time travel and you cause like a causality loop, a paradox? You have now just revealed to me a causality paradox. Ramadan is when it is because that's when the Quran was revealed to Muhammad, but it was revealed to Muhammad during Ramadan. This is why I find religion, this is why I ridicule religion at times. Read Genesis and explain to me when Adam and Eve had all these kids, and they didn't just have the 2 or 3 that we talk about, there's more. Cain, Abel, Seth, and some others, I think. But and obviously the whole Cain and Abel thing. Yeah. Well, these people grew up and married people. Who did they marry? There was only Adam and Eve and they had kids. And these kids grew up and got married. And I'm as an intelligent, rational human being, I'm supposed to just look past the the ludicrousness. I'm supposed to just look past that paradox. And I just hit another one here. Ramadan is when it is, because that's when the Quran was first started to be revealed over 30 odd years, while he was sat in a cave during Ramadan. So why was Ramadan when it was before the Quran was revealed? You go mad trying to work out that stuff. Okay, folks, I have hit the 2 hour mark. I am gibbering. I have run out of conversation. It's been a difficult one because I overslept and I missed my starting point. I started an hour late. I got an hour and a half or whatever, 2 hours in, and then the stream got cut off by either my internet or Libara or YouTube. Something went wrong, and we had to start a new stream, and we lost half the audience. But I thank you for sticking with me. I thank you for joining me at least and being here. I'm gonna have just a quick double check that there's no further chat and that chat isn't just stuck. Sometimes it just gets stuck, but no, I think I'm up to date with chat. Tommy Tombstone was the last message. Okay, folks, it was a tricky one. Let me see if I can leave you in the manner, certainly to which I've become accustomed, and I hope some of you have, with my little lady who's in bed next to me. Nothing pervy, don't be like that. Hey. But hand over the camera maybe. Just switch camera, put the lamp on because you can't see her otherwise. But folks, look here. Look at this. Cuddled up next to me in bed. It's my Tina doggy darling. And she's asleep. Otherwise she would have twitched at the mention of her name. Can you see her collar? Her collar says Tina, but it's kind of upside down as we look at it. Oh, her ears twitched when I just said Tina again. Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. That has been a nuisance, isn't it? Hey, babe. Tina, doggy darling. You can say bye-bye to the peoples. Hey? Say bye-bye to the peoples. Hello, you. I say hello because you're just woken up. But we're going to say bye-bye to everybody else. Okay, folks. From Tina, doggy darling. And from me, Delta Mike, out.